Mike, just 1 2. Mic test 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2 1 2. Mic test 1 2 1 2. Mic test 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Kuna tape? 1 2. Huyu uliza huyu tape, ile tape.
Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Check mic. Check 1 2 1 2. Check. Check 1 2 1 2. Check. Nani? Hebu yeko sasa, si atakuwa hapa. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Lazima ataimama. Check 1 2 1 2.
Tatu ndio mvaseje?
Hata hapa juu. Hii step ya juu.
Hapa.
Step ya juu.
Okay. Yes. Sawa. Oh, tunaenda kwa ofisi.
Good morning. This one? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So this morning I'm accompanied by heads of various agencies within the security sector. We have senior officers from the National Police Service led by the Inspector General of Police, the National Government Administration Office, Kenya Defence Forces, Kenya Forest Service, Kenya Prison Service, Kenya Wildlife Service, Kenya Coast Guard Service, the Private Sector Security Regulatory Authority, and the National Disaster Operations Center. This Christmas and New Year festive season is here with us, and as a multi-agency team, we have been meeting to look into ways of making sure that as Kenyans go about this festive season, they are secure. And this is something that we have done over the years just to give the assurance to the public that as the actors within the security sector, we have put everything in place to keep them safe. We do recognize that this season is a time that is marked by increased travel, celebrations in places of worship, social gatherings, in shopping malls and recreational spaces, outdoor entertainment events, and heightened local and international tourism activities. The current security situation across the country remains calm. However, we have witnessed isolated cases of marginal rise in crime rates and illegal activities during some of the festive seasons that we've had in the past. Our analysis highlights the following trends which require vigilance from the public. One are petty offenses, which includes pickpocketing and muggings in crowded areas, such as in malls, markets, public transport terminal, becoming easy points for criminal targeting valuables such as jewelry, mobile phones, and handbags. Two are burglaries that happen at homes, where unattended homes present opportunities for burglars, and we have also witnessed a surge in car breaks in villages where families have traveled up country. Number three are traffic violations. These include drunk driving, overloading and speeding of public transport vehicles, which escalate road fatalities. Unscrupulous owners also tend to deploy unlicensed public service vehicles to meet the high travel demand. As you know, the number of people who will be traveling is unusually high during this period. Now, road traffic accidents remain a leading cause of injuries and fatalities in our country, yet most of these accidents are caused by preventable human factors due to non-compliance with the traffic rules and regulations. Number four is counterfeit goods and cybercrime, which is also rampant with the shopping rush, which sees a rise in counterfeit electronics, toys, and online fraud, targeting and suspecting buyers with fake promotions. Then we also have criminals who leverage on this holiday period to do drug distribution and also exploit vulnerable children in urban centers for purposes of either having them beg or involve them in illegal activities, especially gender-based violence. Then there are also noise violations and unauthorized gatherings, which similarly tend to pose public nuisance with potential for escalation into violence. Within the northeastern region and the Boni Enclave, which remain under close security surveillance because of terrorism, which continues to pose an ongoing threat to the country. Then we also have disaster response teams who are on high alert following several forecasts. In the last few days, going to a week and a half or so, we've experienced increased rainfall across the country, which has led to displacement and destruction of property over the period. As a multi-agency team, we have put a number of security measures in place to ensure that the safety and security of all citizens and visitors during this festive period is activated. Now, these measures include enhanced security coverage at the entry and exit points, including our airports and border crossings, hotels, shopping malls, public beaches, and tourist sites. The critical infrastructure installations and central business districts in major urban centers, as well as in our places of worship and entertainment venues. We have also heightened traffic control to address reckless driving, overloaded vehicles, and unlicensed public service vehicles that I've highlighted before. And we have also deployed additional traffic officers to be on the roads so that then we also ensure free traffic flow. In terms of operational coordination, we are activating the National Multi-Agency Command Center at the Langata Barracks to be supported by the regional multi-agency command centers as well as the county multi-agency command centers, which will comprise officers from all the services that I've mentioned, notably the Kenya Defense Forces, the National Police Service, the Kenya Prison Service, the Kenya Wildlife Service, the Kenya Forestry Service, the Kenya Coast Guard Service, the National Government Administration officers, together with the Private Security Regulatory Authority. A total of 10,317 officers have been deployed for this exercise. Furthermore, we are issuing the following measures. One is that all the regional and county security and intelligence committees to immediately operationalize the multi-agency command centers with dedicated personnel from all the security agencies as highlighted. Number two is that all the multi-agency command centers to be manned on a 24-hour basis, and this means that all the officers that have been deployed, the 10,000 plus, are directed to resume duty with immediate effect. Number three is that the National Police Service, working together with the county security and intelligence committees, to develop this festive season operation orders for purposes of coordinating the security operations within all the 47 counties. Number four is that the National Police Service, in conjunction with the National Transport and Safety Authority, to enforce compliance of traffic rules by all private motorists and commercial passenger vehicles. Number five is that all border control agencies to secure security at all exit and entry points, ensuring smooth movement of passengers within the Border Control Operations and Coordination Committee monitoring framework. Number six is that all our regional and county security committees in liaison with the Kenya Wildlife Service to put in place measures to ensure that all the locals and international tourists visiting our facilities within the game reserves and the game parks and the national parks, as well as the coastal sea resorts, are safe. Number seven is that all our security and intelligence committees to put in place robust measures to prevent and manage intercommunal conflicts during this festive season. Number eight is that the National Police Service and the National Alcohol Control Committee to activate nationwide crackdown on drugs and illicit brews. And number 10 is that the Ministry of Defense to provide the support to both the regional and county security and intelligence committees by providing logistical and air assets where required. Finally, we urge all citizens to remain vigilant and to cooperate with law enforcement officers during the entire festive season to ensure that safety of all Kenyans and all visitors are guaranteed. More specifically, looking after the vulnerable amongst us, the children, women, and those with disability. And in the spirit of community policing, we call upon the general public to report any crime or unscrupulous activities to the nearest police stations or through the police hotline numbers, which I'll be sharing with you shortly. Additionally, proprietors of shopping malls, entertainment joints, and event organizers are urged to liaise with the area security teams to coordinate and enhance security arrangements, as well as augment what our private security institutions and agencies have already put in place to handle large crowds effectively. For those who are traveling and also those who are doing shopping, we want to urge you to exercise caution with personal belongings, and for those who are doing this on online platforms, to be able to verify the authenticity of the platforms before making the online transactions. Kenyans are warned against being tricked into participating in unlicensed raffles or lotteries during Christmas and New Year period. The government remains committed to ensuring a safe and peaceful festive season for all of you, and we want to thank our multi-agency teams and the security personnel for their continued dedication to safeguarding our nation. Thank you, and have a good day. Maybe a microphone there.
Thank you. My name is Kenna from People Area. Just wanted to know in terms of the traffic accidents, if you have the facilities. And then in that lineup, I don't see medical services in terms of St. John's, the rescue services and all that. Thank you.
Good morning. Yeah, I can hear you. It's fine.
Maybe Kenyans are really concerned or they are worried about the statement given because that is the kind of new national or measure placed this year in all the military. Maybe is there any reason for an alarm? Because we understand how the military can involve in such operation going forward. The second question, we understand Kenyan police officers are in Haiti, and we are told that it was a joint back issue. But recently we heard from the government that 2 billion was pumped there. And recently again the president is saying we are still sending officers there. From where you are seated, what is the rationale of refunding back this money? Because the CESCO, especially if I say that money will go back there.
Thank you. Maybe just to respond to those questions. Number one is that this is a multi-agency team, and the team you see behind me here is just a representation of all the agencies that are involved in this exercise that we'll be undertaking over the festive season. So it takes care of everybody that you'd have in mind, including our colleagues from the Ministry of Health. Those will be able to offer the emergency response should there be a need. And when you talk about emergency response, we are looking at everything across the board, whether it's as a result of road traffic accidents, whether it's as a result of the effects or the impact of the ongoing short trains that we've already seen has affected a number of Kenyans across the country. On to the second question with regards to the involvement of Kenya Defence Forces. You will have noticed that part of why we are including them as part of this multi-agency team is to be able to utilize some of the assets that they have to support the operations of all the other security actors, whether it's in terms of air assets, should there be a need for us to do so. We are basically just trying to get ready for any eventuality. We don't want to get to a point where we haven't planned and we find ourselves in need of the support from our brothers and sisters from the Kenya Defense Forces. On the question around Haiti, I think what needs to be clear is that the Kenyan team is part of the United Nations multi-support team to Haiti, and its terms of engagement within that process is well defined. Who is paying for that support is the United Nations. Of course, as part of preparations and deployment, there is the contribution that the Kenyan government has to make as part of the UN family. So it's not something to be concerned about in terms of the numbers. And also, the intention was to deploy up to 1,000 police officers to Haiti. As we speak, we are not yet there. So when we talk about additional officers being deployed, it's based on what was requested of the country from the United Nations, and that is what we are responding to. I think we stop there. Thank you.